Progress equals happiness. Think about a time in your life when you felt like you were getting stronger, better, more successful. It seemed like anything you did turned to gold. This year, for example, I was able to quit sugar for an extended period of time. It felt good to say no to the food that was causing me to feel overweight and bloated. And it felt great to see my body changing. Maybe you had a period of time in your life like this before. Maybe you went to the gym for an extended period of time. You got stronger, you started breaking some of your personal records. You could literally see the progress that you were creating. Improving yourself is a great thing. It feels great to be in control of your destiny and know that it was your effort that got you there. This brings us on to the concept of self-improvement. In theory, this is a positive thing for you and for me. But if you've been sailing on the YouTube ocean for any period of time, you know as well as I do that there is a culture that celebrates self-improvement as the thing and the goal. It celebrates the act of self-improvement rather than using it as a booster pack to propel you forward to doing the things you want to do in your life. And that, my friend, is a problem. But not if you hit the like button. I fell prey to this when I was working in a job on the path to becoming an entrepreneur. I spent my 25-minute daily walks every day listening to people like Jack Canfield, Tony Robbins, and Brian Tracy. I was like an addict who just couldn't get enough of the positive stuff.
What you need to do is make a radical change in the way you use what we call your physiology. It's a big word, it just means the way you use your physical body.
I would rather commit seppuku, which is hara-kiri, kill myself than be poor and not successful.
I didn't want money because of money. I wanted money because it appeared to me that whoever had the money had control of the environment.
But then I'd sit down in the evening to work on the thing that was going to bring me the joy that I was looking for in life. And I'd feel like I needed another hit of positivity or inspiration just to follow through on the work that needed to be done. This turned into a weird cycle where I had to be motivated, I had to be inspired at all times or no progress was made. And eventually, like an addict, the thing that was supposed to set me free was the very thing that trapped me and took away all my time to actually get things done. See, the reality is when you go and get things done, you'll realize something. It's not always inspiring. It's not always motivating. In fact, it's kind of boring. Building solid abs requires work. Building a business requires work. Writing a book requires work. And like the famous saying goes, I hate writing, but I love to have written. I hate working, but I love to have worked. So taking massive action and practicing persistence are great self-improvement ideas, but more time needs to be spent on showing you how to actually sit down and get the work done. Think of some of the most financially successful people in the world right now. I encourage you to watch some interviews with these people and see how many times they talk about their perfect morning routine or their perfect health plan. You'll almost never hear it. Warren Buffett is one of the richest people on the planet, and here's what an article said about him. The Berkshire Hathaway CEO drinks about 5 cans of Coca-Cola products a day, constantly munches on See's candies, and pours so much salt in his food that John Stump, the former Wells Fargo CEO, said watching Buffett dole it out was like a snowstorm. And according to another article, supposedly in the early days of Buffett's investment career, he would read 600 to 1,000 pages in a single day. Nowadays, he still dedicates 80% of his day to reading. That's a lot of sitting around. There's no gym, but there's a lot of making things happen, growing a net worth, growing a company. On the other hand, modern entrepreneurs like Tom Bilyeu and Sarah Blakely have another take completely. In fact, for them, self-improvement was one of the big reasons why they were successful. But if you look closely, they did something. They created something, and they simply use self-improvement to give them an edge. Nothing wrong with spending time in the morning working out, but when the workout becomes the only goal, that's when things get tricky. I'm asking you to question these ideas and understand that they're helpful, but they shouldn't be the only goal. Otherwise, you're going to end up like this person. That's 2.5 to 3 hours in the morning getting ready to get ready. If you're working in a job right now, you don't have 3 hours doing things that don't propel your career forward. Sure, hit the gym, but then spend that next 90 minutes after that contacting suppliers and doing product research. Self-improvement alone does not create success. Getting shit done creates success. The best approach, therefore, in my opinion, is to observe the laws of nature. Newton said, for every action, there's an equal but opposite reaction. So, what action are you creating on a daily basis that's going to give you the reaction that you're looking for? If your only action is 2 hours in the gym, the perfect diet, and an hour of Duolingo, how can you expect to make progress with your side hustle? There's an epidemic right now of people who are reading self-improvement books but are doing precisely nothing with the material that they've read. Books will absolutely teach you how to do things more efficiently and more effectively, but they cannot substitute the experience you get from taking 80% of your time and implementing, and then the other 20% of your time consuming to learn more. I call this the progress percentage. When you spend 80% of your time gaining practical experience, you transition from consumer to producer. Thinking doesn't create millionaires. Producing does. The real danger of making self-improvement the goal is that you'll never actually become the thing you're trying to be. You'll never acquire any real skills. You'll never experience the beauty of making progress, making mistakes, falling off track, re-strategizing a new plan, getting back on the plan, and eventually experiencing the sweet taste of success. You'll read stories about other people who had the courage to do the thing, be inspired about them, but ultimately do nothing and read another story. It's like saying your ultimate goal in life is to climb Mount Everest. But instead of learning how to do it, training for it, and booking that flight to Nepal, you read stories of amazing people who scaled Everest. You read about the best way to climb, the best equipment, the best boots, the best tents when it's cold, but nothing ever happens. Instead, you flick the page and get more information. Sure, you can listen to and read uplifting positive information from the best self-improvement thinkers on the planet. You should absolutely have positive habits that propel you forward, but you must spend 4 times more executing instead of just reading or thinking about something. If you find yourself consuming or even doing things that are in the other 20%, I'm going to ask you to flip that switch and get back to work. And if you're only reading personal development books, you've got to get a more rounded education. Spend more time reading, learning, and watching content directly related to the thing that you're looking to do with your life rather than just this positive fluffy stuff. When it comes to spending time in the gym, learning languages, and optimizing your morning routine, that stuff is great when it gives you the momentum to go where you want to go in your life. You can actually have it all when you focus. It's really about prioritizing and executing. But understand that you are a human. You're going to have your off days. You cannot be on 24/7, 365 days of the year. And anyone that tells you that they are is completely full of shit. So do the things that are important to you. Get focused, and when you fall off track, get back on the horse and go towards the things that are important to you. So now you know how self-improvement should work for you. Click on this video to learn how to get out of your comfort zone right now and make big things happen in your life.